Hey guys, Drea here. Welcome to another Fancy Made DIY tutorial. I am really excited for today's tutorial because it's colorful, it's bright, and I love hair wraps for the summer, especially for music festivals. So about a year ago I went to Lightning in a Bottle and I took a lot of my friendship bracelet string and I did a bunch of the hair wraps for my friends. And then I decided that I wanted to put a tutorial for you guys on something similar. The only thing is, the bummer with putting hair wraps in your hair is that after a while you do have to take it off, and I wanted to create hair wraps that were more extension like, so then I could throw them in my hair whenever I wanted. I could change them up and whatnot. So this is more of a hair wrap tutorial, but they're extensions for your hair. And in this tutorial I'm going to show you 3 different styles in which to create the hair wrap. In the first one we're going to be using yarn. In the second one we're going to be using a friendship bracelet string, which is usually what people use when they make the hair wraps. And in the last one I'm going to be using this really cool yarn I found at Michael's craft store, and it looks like a dreadlock once it's all done. It's really cool, as you can see this one right here. So I'm going to be showing you all those 3 styles, and I just love how they look. I think they're amazing. You can really customize them to your liking. You can add beads, shells, charms, whatever you'd like. Make a lot for your friends. Another reason why I wanted to make it also an extension is because trying to do it on yourself was really difficult. And then also trying to convince someone in my family to put him on for me before I went to a music festival was just not gonna happen. So I was definitely dreading having to physically do it on myself, so I'm glad that I went with the extension approach. And it just brought me back to when I was younger. I remember whenever we would go to like a theme park or something, you could get a hair wrap done and then you'd have it all summer, and it was like the really cool thing to do. And then when school started again, you know, you would have to cut it off, and it was just like the saddest thing ever. But it definitely brings me back to those happy days of being a child and all carefree, which I still am kind of a child and carefree. But yes, enough talking, let's go ahead and get started. You need the following materials for this tutorial. First off, to make the extensions, you're going to be needing these micro pony braids. I found these at my local dollar store, but you can find these at any salon beauty supply stores. Some yarn, or you can opt to use this really cool yarn from Michael's. They recently came out with it. I'll post a direct link in the comments below. This helps your extensions look more like dreadlocks. Or if you don't want to use any of those 2, you can always use your trusted friendship bracelet yarn or any yarn or cord of your choice. Of course, you can find everything at the craft store. Now some add-ons. You can opt to use some feathers or some beads, crystals, shells, whatever you want to incorporate into your hair wraps. You'll also need these clips right here. I found this set of 10 at my local dollar store as well. A pair of scissors, a toothpick, and any little charms that you'd like to incorporate in there as well. And the last thing you'll need is your trusted hot glue gun. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to be preparing the base of our extension. I am going to be grabbing 2 of these braids. These are rather long, so I'm going to be folding them in half, but I'm going to be using 2. You can opt to use 3. This really depends on the thickness of the braid that you want or your extension. Now, taking my clip, I am going to thread the braid through. I'm going to do this with both of them. So this is just going to double it up. Then taking some of my hot glue, I am going to glue them down to one of the bases of the hair clip. And this is going to allow the extension, the braid extension, to stay on the clip without it moving. As you can see, I already have an extension done. So measure your hair, see how long you want them, and then go ahead and clip the extension to the size of that. Of course, everyone has different lengths of hair. So this is the length that I'm going to be using today. Then taking some sort of bag or something that you can clip your clip onto so it doesn't move, do that. Then in this first part, I'm going to be using some colorful yarn. This particular yarn I liked because it had different colors in it, but you can opt to use whatever colors you want. So creating a 4, as you can see here, I'm going to be creating a 4 onto there after I tied it and I knotted it. Then I'm going to bring it up. So again, I'm going to be doing this all throughout my whole extension. Now you can loosen up the little knots and kind of have it be scattered, or you can have it be really tight depending on what look you want. So as you can see here, I brought it all the way down. Now you can add any little accessories to your hair wraps at any time. So about close to the end, I'm going to be adding this little shell. This is what you need your toothpick for. So I'm going to put the yarn through the little shell, and then I'm going to tie it how I was doing it before, creating that little 4 and bringing my yarn back around. And then I'm also going to be adding a little bead as well, and just use your toothpick to help you get the little string through the little hole. And then again, I'm going to be attaching it by making the little 4 and looping it around as well. Now you may encounter this problem when making your hair wraps, but if you run out of your yarn, do not fear. Just take the end of one and tie it to a whole new strand. It's really hard to kind of guess how much you'll be needing. So simply do that and then continue on. And now I'm going to show you how to add a feather. Simply put some hot glue gun on there and just attach it to the hair part first. And be careful not to burn your fingers. Then I'm going to take the rest of my yarn and I'm going to tie it around my feather. Now you can tie it around as much as you like depending on how much of your feather you want to show. And then after I tie a knot, when I reach the bottom, I'm going to clip that off, and then with the little excess I'm going to hot glue that down to make sure it stays on there nice and secure. And as you can see with this particular one, there was a little bit of the feathers that came through. You can leave it like that if you'd like, or you can just take your scissors and clip that off rather quickly. So let's just say that your yarn is one color and you want to add a little bit more color to it. All you have to do is just take another piece of yarn. I'm going to be tying it to the top, and when I make the knots, I'm going to just burn off the little ends to make sure that my knot doesn't come undone. So once I have that on there, I am simply going to just kind of loop it around my hair extension. And you can add a little bit of glue at the top as well if you want to make sure that the yarn doesn't come undone or it loosens. But just to add a variety to my extension, I'm just going to tie this colorful string all the way around. This is just going to add a little bit more color, and it's just going to make it look a little bit more festive. And then when I reach the bottom part where the feather is, I'm going to loop it around a few times. And then again, taking my hot glue, I'm going to hot glue it down so it's on there nice and secure. And voila, you are all done with your first extension. Now for those of you that don't have yarn but have a ton of friendship bracelet string like I usually do, this one is for you. So this is going to be very much how you would make a friendship bracelet. This one is a little bit different. We're going to be using 3 different colors. And again, I'm going to take my 3 different colors, I'm going to tie them to the top of my clip, and I'm going to burn off the little ends so it doesn't come undone. I'm going to start off with the blue color, and I wrapped it around this little piece of paper. That way it was a little bit easier to get it around. So I'm going to be doing the same thing I did. Again, you can loosen up the yarn or you can make it really tight. It's completely up to you. But after you put a little bit of one color, then you can switch it up. This is what I like about this particular style. So now we're going to go in with our yellow. We just did our blue. So I'm going to thread it through a few times onto my extension. And then you can do it a few times. You can do it halfway. This is entirely up to you. As you can see, now I'm going to move on to my purple color. So continue doing this onto your extension until you are happy with the color scheme. As you can see, I added a feather, a little charm at the end. But now I'm going to show you how you can add a couple of charms on there. I'm going to be tying a different colored string to the top again. Then I'm simply going to be twisting it around. Once I hit more of the bottom area, then I'm going to be threading one of my charms through my string. And it's very easy. Once it's on there, just twist it around and it should stay in place, and you can add as many charms as you'd like. And this is what your final product should look like. Now this last style is for those of you that want more of a dreadlock look. I was very fortunate to find this really cool yarn at Michael's. They recently have like this bohemian section of materials there. So I'm going to be taking this yarn, I'm going to tie a knot at the top of my clip, and all I'm going to be doing is just twisting it around. Twist it around till you get to the very end. Once I get to the end pieces, I'm going to be gluing all those pieces of my extension, my braids together. Be very careful because hot glue can be really hot, and I ended up burning my fingers doing this. But then wrap the remainder of your braid and then clip it. And then take a good amount of your hot glue and then just glue that down as well so your yarn stays in place. And this is what your dread should look like. But if you want to get a little bit more festive, again, you can wrap some different colored yarn on there and add a few beads. It's completely up to you, just to have a variety of the dreads and the extensions and hair wraps going in your hair. But this is essentially what the final product should look like. And that's it for the tutorial. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, give me a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And as you guys have noticed, I've been putting out also Spanish versions of all my tutorials. This is something new that I'm trying to do. I really want to accommodate the Spanish community and anyone who speaks Spanish. That way they can understand me a little bit better. So you guys will be noticing I'll put out the English version first, and then a few days later, or I'm trying to do it the same day, I'm gonna be putting out a Spanish version as well. So for those of you that want the Spanish version, just give me like a day or two, and then the Spanish version will go out for all of you. So I'm really excited. It's gotten great feedback, and I'm just so grateful that you guys have been liking all of these music festival inspired stuff I've been putting out. And let's see what else. Yeah, I just really love this tutorial. I made like 10 the other night. It was like so fast and easy to do it. Definitely a lot easier than having to do it on yourself. I'm definitely taking all of these to lighting in a bottle, letting my friends use them. I'll probably end up giving them out to some folks and whatnot. And if you guys noticed today, I'm wearing some purple lipstick. I have never really worn purple lipstick, so I feel a little weird doing it, but I was like, screw it, step out of my comfort zone. And this is the NYX Liquid Suede Lipstick. The name of it is one of my all-time favorite names. It's Amethyst. It's just gorgeous. My friend Val got me on this color, so thanks, Val. And these are actually cruelty free, if you guys didn't know, and they carry NYX at Target, which is amazing. But yeah, anyways, I will be back later this week with some more tutorials for you guys. A lot of lightning in a bottle content is coming up this month. If you guys have never heard of the music festival, I highly suggest that you check it out. I went to Lib last year for the first time. Completely changed my life. This festival is more on a coming together, wellness, finding yourself. It's more of like on a soulful level, spiritual level, and it's just really awesome. So if you guys are interested in learning more about it, you can check them out, lightninginabottle.org. I will definitely be there next month. So if some of you are there, please, if you see me, come say hi. I love meeting new people, and I definitely love all of you guys for sure. And as always, I'm sending all of you lots of love and light. Hopefully you guys are doing well wherever you may be, and I will be seeing you guys very soon.